What's up, y'all? It's your girl Queen P, and in today's video I am going to tell y'all my favorite Christmas movies. Okay, so I have my book with me to guide me, so I am going to just go down the list and talk a little bit about each one. I saved my favorites for last because I'm going to insert some clips, some of my favorite scenes from the movies. So first on my list is The Best Man Holiday. And if you have never seen this movie before, I suggest you go watch this movie. He loved his best friend to death. It was his person. He always went to him to tell him everything that was going on, even when they was in college and stuff like that. And unfortunately, his best friend wrote a book. He found out that his best friend slept with his fiance before they got married. So The Best Man Holiday this is when they finally all link back up. They haven't seen each other in a minute since the book or whatever. And this is around Christmas time and they are reunited. The best friend that got married was super mad at his best friend still. He really didn't keep in touch with him at all. He tried to be cool, you know, cordial, but come to find out the best friend was trying to write a story on him because he played football. He was a football legend and he was trying to secretly do it instead of just telling him that he wanted to, you know, write a story on him. And he was like, oh, I was a fool for trying to trust you again. And then come to find out the best friend that got married, his wife ended up having cancer. It is such a good movie, y'all. It's such a good storyline. It's such a good storyline. The next one is The Preacher's Wife. And this is with Denzel and Whitney Houston. Denzel is an angel and he is sent to this husband that's married. He has a family and he's in distress or whatever around the holidays. And he was sent to, you know, try to help him out. Denzel ends up falling in love with Whitney Houston, which is the wife. So he, you know, gains this soft spot for the wife. It's a really good movie. So if y'all have never checked that out, definitely check that out. Next one is This Christmas. So this movie is starring Chris Brown and so many other stars, you guys. It's a lot of people who star in this movie, but Chris Brown definitely is one of the reasons why I love this movie and why I even watched it. I think that Chris Brown is very talented. He is a very great actor. He's honestly a very great actor. I love when Chris Brown plays in movies. So yeah, basically this is your typical Christmas family movie. Family chaos and, you know, getting everybody together and, you know, just different kinds of drama going on. So I love me a good Christmas drama movie because it reflects how real families be in the real world. The next one is Elf, and I have loved him since Dumb and Dumber. So I don't know if you guys have ever watched that movie, but his first name is Willie, I believe, or Willie. Yeah. In the Elf movie, basically he gets snatched up in Santa's bag and he gets shipped off to the North Pole and they raise him as an elf. So, you know what I'm saying? When he came back to his real dad or whatever, his dad was like, you look like an elf. He was like, I am an elf. If you have not checked it out, definitely go check it out. He is super hilarious and it's just a good storyline and a very good Christmas movie. Because who doesn't love an elf movie? Y'all know how people be putting the elves on the shelf type of thing? I love Christmas movies that are a mix of imagination and like real life put together. So next one is The Perfect Holiday. And this is with Morris Chestnut and Gabrielle Union. I love Gabrielle Union. She has delivered in every single one of her movies. It's not one Gabrielle Union movie that I do not like. So in this movie, she used to be married to a rapper and she had 3 kids by him. And, you know, while she's with her friends and she has her little daughter with her, she's telling her best friends, like, I just want a man to just tell me I'm beautiful and not say anything else. Like, don't want nothing else, no expectations or nothing like that. So her daughter is listening in on this. You know how every year around Christmas, everybody goes to take their kids to the mall and let them sit on Santa's lap and tell them what they want for Christmas, right? So the little girl gets on his lap and was like, I just want a man to walk up to my mom and tell her she's beautiful and that's it. That's all I want for Christmas. So the Santa, which is Morris Chestnut, the little girl shows Santa her mom and he was like, okay. And he ends up really seeing her in public. So once he seen the mom in public, he told her that. He told her, hey, you are so beautiful. And he didn't say nothing else, didn't expect nothing else. And then that's the storyline went from there. And they got closer and they started really dating. And then the son, one of the sons that she had, did not like the idea at all. He was super in love with his dad. He always thought that his mom and dad would get back together. So he had no other vision of no other man being in his mom's life. So he starts to try to sabotage the relationship. So eventually, you know, of course, he got really close to the boyfriend. And yeah, it's just such a good, perfect holiday movie. It ends just like a perfect holiday movie would. So I love the title as well. Last but not least, before I get into my favorites, is Last Holiday. And this one is with Queen Latifah and LL Cool J. And the reason I love this movie so much is because she ends up hitting her head, right? And she goes to the doctor and they do a CT scan. They tell her that she only has 2 weeks to live. And she's like, oh my God, are you serious? Like it was a big of a blow to where I'm about to die. So, you know, she was like a regular woman. I forgot what her career was, but it was nothing too crazy. It was like a minimum wage kind of job. And then she pulled out her whole entire life savings and started living her entire life. I'm talking about jumping off of planes and everything. Just started living her life. Come to find out, the CT scan, I guess it was a mix up and she wasn't about to die. So she was spending all this money and she wasn't even about to die, but then it ended up her being in love and all of that stuff. It's funny and it's a good holiday movie. So definitely go check that out. Now to get into my favorites. I'm gonna go from my favorites to my most favorite movies. So the first one, we have The Grinch. I love Jim Carrey. That to me, in my eyes, that's my homeboy. Like, we grew up together. I don't know. Jim Carrey is so goofy, so funny, and also so relatable. Like in real life. When I hear him speak, like he's not just funny, like he has so much substance to him. So I just love Jim Carrey, y'all. I do. And for him to play the Grinch, he definitely delivered in this movie. So I'm going to show y'all 2 of my favorite scenes. So I'm going to show y'all the first one right now.
What do you want?
Mr. Grinch, I came to invite you to be holiday cheermeister.
Cheermeister, celebrate with friends. That's a good one.
I know you hate Christmas, but what if it's all just a misunderstanding?
Don't care.
Maybe if you can reunite with the Who's and be a part of Christmas.
Maybe if you can reunite with the Who's and be a part of Christmas. Grow up!
Okay, yeah, so this scene was very, very funny to me because she was trying to convince this man to come to Whoville and, you know, basically saying, you're invited. He was like, girl, I ain't going down there. I don't care if I am invited. Like, he was being so stubborn and so grumpy. Like, it was the funniest thing, like trying to scare the little girl and everything. She's like, I'm not scared of you. Like, you need a time out. So now I'm about to show y'all the next scene. And this is when the Grinch, you know what I'm saying, started actually catching feelings. Like, he woke up like, oh my God, I feel something. So this part, I don't know, for some reason, I be getting in my feelings in this part too, because you know how those people that you know, they're super tough and, you know, they just always have that persona up, like they're just strong and nothing bothers them. It just put a little place, it's a special place in my heart. Just felt that when he started feeling something. So I just thought it was a beautiful thing for him to actually turn around and start loving Christmas. My next favorite movie is Friday After Next. When I say I love this movie, I love a good comedy holiday movie. And Friday After Next just delivers that. Mike Epps and Ice Cube together, I don't know who thought of that. I don't know who came up with that, but it was the most brilliant idea ever. They are so funny together. They got robbed by Santa Claus, so that's the first scene I'm gonna show y'all. This is one of my favorite scenes.
What the hell you doing in my house? Eating a big ass sandwich and shit.
Nigga, I'm Santa Claus. What the fuck the milk and cookies?
Santa Claus. Oh, shit.
Santa Claus was definitely tripping, because ain't no way I'm gonna wake up and Santa Claus is in my refrigerator eating my food. Like, I just think it was so funny. And then Mike Epps just acting like he's just so tired. Like, he just ain't hear nothing. Because in this movie, he really plays that weak cousin. That cousin just so scary and timid. But he be talking like he just so tough. So, yeah, that's one of my favorite scenes. And then this next scene I'll show y'all is towards the end of the movie when they found Santa.
What? You see that mother? He the one broke an apartment. Yeah, let's get his ass, Craig. Get it, go.
That's one of my favorite 2 scenes from Friday After Next. It's so many, it was hard to pick, but I just wanted to like kind of give you guys like the storyline of, you know, how it started off and then how it ended. Like, did they ever find Santa Claus or not? They definitely ended up finding him. So these last two, y'all, are my favorite movies of all time. Coming in number one as one of my most favorite movies, and there's two parts to these movies: Home Alone 1 and Home Alone 2. So this is one of my favorite scenes from Home Alone 1.
I'm dreaming of a white note where those treetops listen and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. Then
This little man was literally living life without his parents and his siblings. Like, he was so happy, like, oh my God, I really wish my parents and my siblings away. Like, they're really gone. He was having the time of his life. I should have entered the scene when he was actually tricking them bad guys from getting into the house. Like, I just think he was like really just living his best life. He knew how to take care of himself. I really love that. And I think it's because I'm such an independent person myself. Like, I would have been on the same tip. You're not getting up in this house. You're gonna have to fight to get up in here. You're gonna have to fight to get up in here. Home Alone 2. This time he doesn't get left at home. He gets lost in another city. So he gets on the wrong plane thinking that he saw his dad on the plane, and he ends up in New York while his whole entire family is in Miami. So this time around, this man like, oh, nah, this is a vacation. Like, this, he know what to do. He not worried. He ain't tripping at all. He in that hotel. First of all, he got the biggest suite in the hotel. In there eating too good. Here's the scene I want to show y'all.
This is a vacation.
2 scoops, sir?
2, make it 3. I'm not driving.
It's gardenias, Johnny. Your favorite.
I just think Home Alone 1 and 2 are the best. And then Home Alone 2 is because this time he was living his best entire life, honey. He had his daddy credit card and he was swiping. He was swiping that thing. If y'all ain't seen Home Alone 1 and 2, I am judging you. Just go check it out. This might throw y'all for a loop to even think that this would be one of my favorite movies. Edward Scissorhands. When I say I am a huge Johnny Depp fan, I'm talking about huge. It's not one movie that I have not watched of this man. I don't know what it is about Johnny Depp, but I've always been in love with Johnny Depp, y'all. And in this movie, he just definitely took the cake for me. He took the cake for me in this movie. So he got cuts on his face. His hair is wild. You know, he was in this house. The house was all boarded up. And, you know, he had lost his father. You know, this lady went there and she ended up finding out about, you know, him being in that house. And, you know, she took him and brought him into her home and put him in the daughter's room. Now, this is one of my favorite scenes. And I have to show y'all this right now. Girl came home, did not know what was in her room. Like, just imagine coming into your room and it's somebody laying like this with some scissors. Like, it's literally a whole bunch of like look like knives on his hands. I would have did the same thing. I'm not gonna lie. Like, my parents are asleep. Nobody's letting me know what's going on. So yeah, after that, everyone was like very timid of him at first. They was very nervous, and this one lady was like really intrigued with him. So, you know, he started showing a lot of love, like with his hands, like trimming everybody trees up and stuff like that. So he started getting a lot of love in the community. And then, you know, of course it turns for the worse and then it goes back for the better. So definitely check out Edward Scissorhands if you have not seen this movie. One thing I do love about Christmas is watching the Christmas movies. I'm a big movie person when it comes to watching old flicks. I am an old flick kind of girl. I love my collective movies. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And like I always say, I will always bring you guys the best content, but I always be my what? I will always be myself.